The Resource released the 30 January 2024, the new balanced dataset of January 2024, together with the monitoring field and the update of the commentary. So about the commentary, I bring you a separate video. Usually I bring you only the update for such type of releasing, but of course with this balanced dataset has been brought quite a lot of little changes. I'm forced to bring everything together because otherwise it would be really a lot of things changed and few that are remain the same, so I bring everything again so from new. And now we can see about the devastating wounds, so that are weapons with the keyword devastating wounds. So each time an attack is made with a such weapon, if that attack scores a critical wound, no saving throw of any kind can be made against that attack, including invulnerable saving throw. Remember that these are not mortal wounds, so pay attention because it's important. You can't save them, but they are no mortal wounds. So pay attention about the wounds of the models, that it's something that can be changed quite a lot about how impactful it is such one as rule. Such attacks are only allocated to models after all other attacks made by the attacking unit has been allocated and resolved. So pay attention also about such details. About modifying the stratagem CP cost. So rules that modify the CP cost of a stratagem when you target a particular unit can only do so for a stratagem that targets multiple units if every unit you target has the same ability to modify the CP of that stratagem. Okay. Rules that modify the CP cost of stratagem but that do not specifically the name of the stratagem can only be used to affect the CP cost of battle tactic stratagem. This does not apply to the Air Castle Colossus, Striding Colossus, or Towering Brave Consort abilities. Okay, it's better to see the example to understand better. So, a Captain Writers of Battle ability enables that model to be targeted by a stratagem for 0 command point. This ability does not specifically name a stratagem, and so it can only be used to use a battle tactic stratagem for 0 command point, the second part that we've seen. The Azure Statical Assument ability, however, enables you to target this models unit with the Fire Overwatch stratagem for 0 command point. As the name of the stratagem is specified, that ability can be used even though the Fire Overwatch is a strategic stratagem. So it's really quite different how you can improve this one. Again, Calidus Assassin Reign of Confusion ability, when used, increase the cost of one of your opponent stratagem by 1 CP. This ability does not specifically name a stratagem, and so it can only be used to increase the command point cost of battle tactic stratagem. So it's really simple then, but it's quite important to understand because it can change quite a lot the way that you can approach to decreasing or improving the cost of the stratagem. So it's really quite important. Another important thing that has recalled from the previous one that is still remain is that the stratagem that can be used more than once per phase turn. Rules that allow you to use a stratagem even if another unit has been targeted by that stratagem this phase or turn, but do not specify the name of the stratagem, can only be used again to use battle tactic stratagems. So pay attention about such things. Then we have some change about the stratagem themselves. So for the Fire Overwatch stratagem, we have that it's in your opponent movement, charge or charge phase, just after an enemy unit is set up or when an enemy unit starts or end a normal advance, fallback or charge move. And the fact is that if that enemy unit is visible to your unit, so remember that it has to be visible, your unit can shoot that enemy unit as if it were your shooting phase, and you cannot target a tonic unit with this stratagem. So pay attention about such detail. Okay, there are not too many, but it can be intriguing. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes a ranged attack, and a modified hit roll of 6 is required to score a hit, irrespective of the attacking weapon, ballistic skill, or any modifier. You can only use this stratagem once per turn. So remember about this. Now about the insane bravery stratagem, so that it is that the Battleshock step of your command phase just before you take a Battleshock test for a unit from your army is specified but it's obvious. A unit from your army that must take a battleshock test. Your unit automatically pass the battleshock test as effect. Restriction: you cannot use this stratagem more than once per battle. This is something that has changed previously, but it's really important because it limits only once per battle this one. So you have to pay really attention which is the unit that you want for sure to avoid make a battleshock test. So pay a lot of attention about this. Then about the rules visibility section. So here we have that there are little some changes. So models cannot see over or through these certain features. For example, units that are outside this certain feature cannot draw line of sight to a target on the other side of it, even if it would be possible to draw a line of sight to the target open through windows, doors, and so on. Aircraft models are exceptions to this. Visibility to and from such model is determined normally, even if this terrain feature is wholly in between them and the submarine model. Models can see into this terrain feature normally, and models that can wholly within this terrain feature can see out of it normally. Towering models that are within this terrain feature can also see out of it normally. So it's really quite normal, this one, but it's really quite important. Then about the faction rules, that there are the main part about such changes, little ones. So we can see we have, for example, about the Adeptus Sororitas. So we have that with the Triumph of Saint Catherine, the relics of Matriarch, simulacrum of the Ebon Chalice. We had to change that while a friendly Adeptus Sororita unit is within 6 inches of this model, that unit can perform up to 2 acts of faith per phase instead of only one. So it's really quite important. We had about the Adeptus Custodes that has seen little amount of changes. So we had that Adeptus Custodes mods from your army have the Feel No Pain 4+ ability against mortal wounds and critical wounds caused by attacks with the Devastating Wounds ability. So this specify which one of the critical wounds are referred about. So only about the Devastating Wounds, but not bad because it's an additional part about the mortal wounds, so not bad. Moreover, because the Devastating Wounds, as we have seen, has seen a change how they work, and so being able to have a sort of prevent against them, it's not bad at all. Then we have Unwavering Sentinel stratagem that it changed in Epic Deed stratagem. We had the Guardian, Custodian Guard, and the Custodian Wardens that see a 4 to 5 Custodian Guards as number of models. The Versus Praetorus that is 2 to 3 Versus Praetorus. Okay, I've seen this in the previous, but okay. Then we have about the Eldari that has Strand of Fate army rule. If your army faction is Eldari, at the start of the battle, make a Strand of Fate roll by rolling 6d6. So here has been changed the amount of d6. The Fate of Messengers enhancement, so we had to change Eldari model only once per turn just after making a hit roll, a wound roll, or a saving throw for the bearer, only the bearer. You can treat the result as a modified roll of 6 instead. We had then Phantasm stratagem, so change the target and effect section to target one Eldari infantry, remember only infantry unit from your army. The effect is that your unit can make a normal move of up to d6 inch. It cannot embark within a transport at the end of this move, so it's limiting a bit the movement, but not bad. Then we have about Eldron Ultra Diviner of Futures, the ability. So we have to change that at the start of the battle, when making your first Strand of Fate roll, your roll an additional 3d6. This means that the roll will consist of 9d6, because we've seen before that has been changed in 6, so this has been changed consecutively. Then we have Night Spinner monofilament web ability, so we have that in your shooting phase after this model has shot, if one or more of those attacks made with this Doomweaver scores a hit against an enemy unit, that enemy unit is pinned until the end of your opponent's next turn. While a unit is pinned, subtract 2 inch from its move characteristic and subtract 2 from an advance and charge roll made for it. So not bad at all. Then we can go to see again about the Incarn, the Inevitable Death ability. So once in each of your turns. Remember about this. Sorry, only once, but in each of your turns. If this mod is on the battlefield, when another unit is destroyed, just after removing the last mod in that unit, you can remove this mod from the battlefield and set it up again as close as possible to where the destroyed models was and not within engagement range of any enemy models. So it's a way to make a teletransportation, but it's nice. Then the Wraith card, War Construct ability. So once per battle round, when an enemy unit targets this unit, after that unit has finished making its attacks, this unit can shoot as it were your shooting phase. When doing so, it must target only that enemy unit and can only do so if that enemy unit is an eligible target. So it has to be symbol and so on. But it's not bad at all. Then Agent of Imperium, that see the extraction squad that seen specific about the amount of models. So 1 Proctor Extant and 9 Extraction Vigilant and 0 to 1 Cyber Mastiff. War Gear option we have that change the first bullet to up to 2 Extraction Vigilants can each have their Arbiter's Combat Shotgun replaced with one of the following, and we can see then the ones. And then the Astra Militarum, the Voice of Command Army Rules. So if your army faction is Astra Militarum officer, as keyword models with this ability, can issue orders. Each officer datasheet will specify how many orders it can issue and which unit are eligible to receive those orders. Each time an officer model issue an order, select one of the orders below. You have to see about the Astra Militarum. And then select one eligible friendly unit within 6 inches of that officer model to issue it. And here the change. Officer models can use orders in your command phase and at the end of the phase in which they disembarked from a transport or were set up on the battlefield. So this is quite important specification. Then we have a change about the Blood Angels for the Red First Detachment rule. And here I'm quite interested because I play the Blood Angels. So each time an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army is selected to fight, if that unit made a charge move this turn, until the end of the phase, add 2 to the strength characteristic and add 1 to the attack characteristic of melee weapon equipped by models in that unit. So not bad at all if you think about it, really, because it means that you can gain quite a lot of strength and a bonus of attack. It's never a bad thing. Then we have about the Chaos Demons that see that as an additional paragraph about the Demon Pact. In addition, for each of the following keywords, the number of non-battle line units with that keyword you include in this way cannot be greater than the number of battle line units with that keyword that you include in this way. Korn, Sinch, Nargol, and Slaanesh. So it's something that it means that you have to have the main army related about one of the main gods. It's also comprehensible about the Chaos Space Marines. We have about the Marco Chaos Detachment rule restriction selection, so that you have to add another point. A unit can only embark within or start battle embarked within and transport if both of those units share one of the same keyword from the list above. So I think that it will be about which one of the gods. Then we have about the Dark Oscuration stratagem that has seen a change about the range of it. So until the end of the phase, your unit has the stealth ability. In addition, if your unit is a Nargol unit, until the end of the phase, it can only be selected as a target of a ranged attack if the attack model is within 18 inches. So it's limiting a bit, but the opponent, so it's nice. Profane Zir stratagem, so change the target effect section to target one heretic Astartes Chaos and Divide unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight in this phase. As the effect, until the end of the phase, each time a mod in your unit makes an attack, you can reroll the wound roll. Really quite good. Then we have about the Accursed Cultists that see the ability control characteristic that change the OC of Mutant and Torment models to 1, so they have at least a value. Accursing Horde ability change to at the start of your command, but your command phase, so it's not applicable on the opponent one. You can return either one destroyed torment model or up to 3 destroyed mutant models to this unit. So as you can see, there are really a lot of small changes, little ones. About the death card, it's something that we've seen in the previous one, but we can see again. So spread the weakness detachment rule, and you had to add the following at the start of this rule. So during the declare battle formation step, select one of the sickness below. Until the end of the battle, all units from your army with the Nagos Gift ability gain the selected sickness. They are all aura, so remember that has a range. So Skullkim's Blight, when an enemy unit is within contagion rules contagion range of this unit, worsen the ballistic skill and weapon skill characteristic of weapons equipped by models in that enemy unit by 1. Not bad. We have Ratagont Ague. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, worsen the save characteristic of models in that enemy unit by 1. Scabrous Sorrot. When an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, worsen the leadership and objective control characteristic of models in that enemy unit by 1 to a minimum of 1. So all of these are really quite amazing. And we had that change the parentheses at the end of the current rule. So enemy units with contagion rule range of it will have their characteristics modified. Here there is this little characteristic change, but okay. Then about the biolog purify explosive Maradis abilities, so that you have to change to. In your shooting phase, you can select one model from your army with this ability as the target of the grenade stratagem for 0 command point. So pay attention about this, and can do so even if you have already targeted a different unit with that stratagem this phase. Each model can only be selected for this ability once per battle. So it's a way to apply twice at least this way, so this stratagem, and it's a good thing if you think about, because at least you have the option about being able to do more often. Then we have about the Death Watch, again, something that we've seen from the previous, that as seen specifies simply that for the Dragonfire rounds stratagem, and the Fire round stratagem, and the Kraken round stratagem, it applies until the end of the phase of it's applied to the bolt weapons. So about the Dragonfire, until the end of the phase, both weapons equipped by models in your unit have the assault and in your cover abilities. Not bad at all. The 5 rounds is that until the end of the phase, both weapons excluding the devastating wound weapons, so there is an exception, equipped by models in your unit as the anti-infantry 2+ and anti-monster 5+ abilities. And Kraken round stratagem, until the end of the phase, improve the armor penetration characteristic of both weapons equipped by models in your unit by 1, and improve the range characteristic of those weapons by 6. So not bad. Then we can see the list of what are called bolt weapons, and are quite a lot of weapons, so there will be a lot. Then we have about the Drukhari, so we have power from Pain Army rule that empowered through the Pain section, that has to change the part about unit empowered in the shooting or fight phase to each time a mod in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll, and if it is a melee attack, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. Then about the Archon section, leader section, that add the Incubi. So this mod can be attached to the following units: Court of Archon, Incubi, and Kabbalit Warriors. And really quite a lot of little things. About the Genestealer cults, we can see about the Cult of Ambush rule. So if your army is Genestealer cults, each time a unit with this ability is destroyed, roll a d6, and adding 1 to the result if it is a battle line unit, add 1 to the result if it is the first or second battle round. On a 5+, add a new unit to your army identical to your destroyed unit in Kaltenbash as its starting strength and with all of its wound remaining. And you can place one Kaltenbash marker anyway on the battlefield that is more than an inch horizontally anyway from all enemy units. And if it is noticeable, no marker is placed. So it's the same that we've seen before, even simply adjusted. Then have the Atlan Jackals outright gang ability that has seen a change about the range. So each time you use the Cult and Bash ability that we've seen before, because it's the one that we just seen, to set this unit back on the battlefield, in addition to the normal rules, all of its models must be set up wholly within 9 inches of a battlefield edge, and at least one of its models must be touching one of your Cult and Bash markers. The markers is then removed from the battlefield. If this cannot be done, this unit cannot be set up. Okay, simply it's a combination with what we've seen right before. Then we are about the Grey Knights, that has seen a change about the Harlot in Sulfide stratagem that changed the type, so it's now a strategic Proi stratagem. Then we are about the Nemesis Great Knights and Grandmaster in Nemesis Third Knight. The same change in the profile, so change the heavy Psycanon, Nemesis Demon, Great Arm, and Nemesis Great Sword, so that the heavy Psycanon now it has the keyword in your cover and has an AP of 2. Then we had that the Nemesis Demon Great Arm has a wound, a weapon skill of 3+. And we see the Nemesis Great Sword that see a change of the weapon skill on 2+ for both the strike and the sweep. So it's something that it has been adjusted. Again, we can see that there are a lot of small things. About the Imperial Knight, we had the cavalry army rule that is lay low the tyrant, that changes the overability to each time this model is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll one hit roll and you can reroll one wound roll. Not bad. About the Bossman ability, so that has been changed a little at the end. So again, some Questoris models has a bondman ability tagged with the word Bondsman. In your command phase, one or more model from your army with a Bondsman ability can use that ability. For each one that does, select one friendly Armiger model within 12 inches of that model. You cannot select an Armiger model that is already been affected by a Bondsman ability until the start of your next command phase. The Armiger model you selected is affected by the Bondsman ability. So again, it's simply something that we've seen before, but a little adjusted. Had that the Thunderstorm stratagem has been changed in being epic did, and the Trophy Clean stratagem and the Valiant Last Stand stratagem has seen the change of the cost point to 2, so that costs 2 command points each of these. Then about the League of Wotan, so that it has the Ruthless Efficiency detachment rule that changes the first 2 paragraphs to, at the start of the battle, select a number of units from your opponent army depending on the battle size as shown below. So incursion 2 units, strike force 4 units, onslaught 6 units, and each of those units start the battle with 2 judgment tokens. See the eye of the ancestors, and if at the start of any of your command phase any of those units has been destroyed, you gain a number of command points depending on how early in the battle you destroyed it, as shown below. So you have to see about the League of Wotan part. You can only gain command point in this way once per battle, and command point gained in this way are an exception to the core rules that limit the number of command points that you can gain per battle round to 1. So it's really quite intriguing because it's a good way to improve. Then a change about the Space Marines with the Desolation Squad, that see a change about the composition. So 1 Desolation Sergeant and 4 Desolation Marines. Okay, it's a squad like it should be, so it's not a problem about. I don't like too much the Desolation models anyway. Then we have about the Space Wars, that see a change about the this worthy of a saga detachment rules. So change that at the end of each player's turn, so it means that it applies to both ones. You can select one of the saga listed below. If that saga was completed by your army during that turn, all Adeptus Astartes models from your army gain the associated benefit until the end of the battle. You can only select each saga once per battle, so pay attention. And we have that Saga of the Warrior Born. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army destroyed one or more character models during that turn. So remember turn about. And benefit once completed, melee weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes models from your army have the Sustain It 1 ability. Saga of Majesty. This saga is completed if you control one or more objects markers in your opponent deployment zone at the end of that turn, and one or more Adeptus starter characters models from your army were within range of that object marker. And benefit once completed, improve the object control characteristic of Adeptus starter models from your army by 1. Saga of the Bear. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus starter characters, remember only characters, models from your army, were reduced below half of strength starting number of wounds during that turn, but they were not destroyed at the end of that turn. Benefit once completed, Adeptus starters models from your army have the Feel No Pain ability of 6+. Then we have Saga of the Beast Layer. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus starters character models from your army destroyed one or more monster or vehicle models during that turn. Benefit once completed, melee weapons equipped by Adeptus starters models from your army have the Lethal Hits ability. So quite a lot of interesting bonus. Then we have some change about the World Eaters. We have the Berserker Glaive enhancement that changed to World Eaters models only. Add 1 to the attack and damage characteristic of melee weapons equipped by the bear. Not bad. Forward of Corn enhancement that see that World Eater model only once per battle, only once. When you make a Blessing of Corn roll, before doing anything else, the bear can use this enhancement. If he does, discard all of the dice from that roll and make a new Blessing of Corn roll. This new roll does not count as a reroll, so any rules that enable you to reroll or manipulate individual dice, as for example the Icon of Corn, can still be used. Not bad. World Eater Demon Priest Infernal Fortitude ability changed to while a friendly World Eater infantry unit is within 6 inches of this model, models in that unit have a 5+ invulnerable save, unless they already have an invulnerable save, in which case they have a 4+ invulnerable save. So quite a lot of things that, as you can see, has changed. A lot of things we've seen before. They're simply a little bit adjusted or so on. So there are not a completely lot of new things, but you had to take note. For example, I had to take note for sure about the change, that we know about the distinctive wounds and about the blood angels, for example. But there are a lot of little things that I think that you should take note, because they can be quite intriguing. Remember that there are also the part about the commentary to see about, so remember about also this. And now we see what will change with the future next balance dataset. For now, this is applicable. So from that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.